There have been countless World Series moments etched into baseball history. Dramatic walk-offs,
She is gone!
heartbreaking collapses,
Behind the bag, it gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
dynasties that rose and fell. Every October brings a new champion, and every champion leaves behind a story. The 1998 New York Yankees are widely considered as one of the greatest teams in baseball history. But to fully understand how that dynasty was built, we have to rewind to the closing moments of the 1997 season.
Into left center field. Giles is there. Celebrate.
After a strong regular season, the Yankees were unable to defend their 1996 World Series title, falling to the Cleveland Indians in the American League Division Series. It was back to the drawing board as the Yankees looked to retool and build around the emerging core of Derek Jeter, Andy Pettitte, Jorge Posada, and Mariano Rivera. Derek Jeter established himself as the everyday shortstop and leadoff hitter, batting .291 with 70 RBIs and providing a steady, elite presence at the top of the lineup. Andy Pettitte anchored the starting rotation as a dependable ace, posting a .288 ERA while throwing a career-high 240 innings. Following John Wetland's departure after the 1996 season, Mariano Rivera stepped into the closer role, saving 43 games and earning his first All-Star selection. Jorge Posada, still developing as a backup catcher, began to show flashes of his potential, learning under Joe Girardi while sharing catching duties. As the organization turned its attention to the '98 season, the focus shifted to addressing the team's weaknesses. Facing a platoon at third base with Wade Boggs and Charlie Hayes, the Yankees addressed the situation, acquiring Scott Brocious from the Oakland Athletics in exchange for Kenny Rogers, a huge defensive upgrade. The team also reshaped their infield by trading 4 minor leaguers to the Minnesota Twins for All-Star second baseman Chuck Knobloch. The vision was clear: pair Knobloch with Derek Jeter up the middle to form one of the most dynamic offensive and defensive middle infields in baseball. The team also signed veteran free agent Chili Davis, adding a proven bat and a steady clubhouse presence to the lineup. True to George Steinbrenner's long-held belief that you could never have too much pitching, the Yankees continued to reinforce their staff. Even with a rotation already featuring David Cone, Andy Pettitte, and David Wells, the front office pushed for more depth. That pursuit led to the signing of Orlando El Duque Hernandez, who joined the team on a 4-year, $6.6 million contract. The roster was constructed with balance at every position and pitching strength that extended seamlessly from the rotation to the bullpen. It blended homegrown stars with proven veterans, experience with youth, talent with discipline. On paper, everything was in place.
Finishes it off with a strikeout of the dangerous Paul O'Neill.
Entering the season, the Yankees were widely expected to be a dominant force and a leading contender for yet another American League title. Instead, the year began with a 1-4 record, and impatience quickly set in at the top. Owner George Steinbrenner demanded answers, and whispers began to circulate suggesting that jobs, including that of manager Joe Torre, could be in jeopardy. But following a fiery closed-door team meeting called by Torre himself, the tone shifted almost immediately, and the Yankees began to turn a corner.
By a pitch, swung on, line drive down a right field line. It is a fair ball to the corner. Jeter's going to round third, come in to score, and O'Neill is in the second with a 2-base hit. Pitch to Darrell is hit high in the air to right center field. Junior looks up. This is well hit. It is gone. Darrell Strawberry. 5-0 Yankees.
The team entered the month of May with a 17-6 record, firmly establishing themselves as baseball's most dominant force. With Tino Martinez and Bernie Williams emerging as key offensive catalysts, the lineup was firing on all cylinders. But something even more remarkable was beginning to take shape, and baseball was inching closer to perfection.
David Wells to start his 9th game of the year. He's won 4.
Got it.
With a changeup.
The hat trick, 3 strikeouts. Wells.
Here's that big curveball. Strikeout for Wells. That's his 5th of the ball game. He has now struck out 4 of the last 5 he's faced.
Swung on and missed, strike 3. Strikeout number 10 for David Wells. 21 in a row.
Got him on strikes, the 11th strikeout, and David Wells is down to 1 more out. Popped up right field near the line. O'Neill appears to have room. He puts it away, and David Wells has pitched a perfect game.
David Wells' perfect game marked the 15th in Major League Baseball history and the 2nd in New York Yankees franchise history. The performance became legendary not only for its rarity, but for Wells' own claim that he was hung over following a Saturday Night Live after party. Regardless of the circumstances, it stood as one of the most defining moments of an unforgettable 1998 season. And just 2 days after David Wells' historic feat, another striking moment arose. On May 19th, the Yankees were trailing the Baltimore Orioles 4-5 in the 8th inning. Bernie Williams then hits a 3-run homer into the upper deck to make it a 7-5 Yankees lead.
Long drive to right field, and the Yankees have taken the lead.
Tino Martinez comes up to the plate as Orioles pitcher Armando Benitez plunks him in the back.
Oh, that's going to call. Yeah, he's gone. Benches are going to empty. That was a frustration pitch on Benitez.
The melee escalated with Graham Lloyd and Jeff Nelson attacking Benitez, and Yankees outfielder Darryl Strawberry famously brawling in the Orioles dugout with Alan Mills. The incident highlighted the intense rivalry, leading to ejections and suspensions, and remains a classic moment of 90s baseball aggression.
I guess if you can't win ball games, you got to try to win fights. I guess that's what it is. That's the worst I've seen in 25 years in the game.
With the tensions at an all-time high, the Yankees won this game 9-5, and as they kept winning, they would enter the summer of '98 with a record of 46-13, leading Major League Baseball in wins. They would then go on a 10-game winning streak, sweeping the Philadelphia Phillies, Baltimore Orioles, and Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Newly recalled during roster expansion, Shane Spencer made a quick impact. In just 14 games, he batted .421, slugged 8 home runs, and drove in 21 runs, an unforgettable late-season surge. New York went on to finish the regular season with an American League record 114 wins, a mark later surpassed by the 2001 Seattle Mariners. They ended the year 22 games ahead of Boston, an astonishing margin as they marched confidently into the postseason. They would first face the Texas Rangers in the American League Division Series, shutting down their offense in a quick 3-0 sweep.
On the first pitch, a long drive to left. Greer back, looking up. He's done it again.
They would then meet the Cleveland Indians in the ALCS to secure yet another American League pennant.
Hit toward the hole. Jeter backhands from the outfield grass. Got it! There it is. Lofton again turning and going back. All the way to the corner right side. Goodbye! A bouncer out in front of the plate. Rivera pounces on it. On to the World Series.
The stage was set for Game 1 in the Bronx. The Yankees, already emerging as one of the most dominant teams the franchise had ever seen, were ready to face the San Diego Padres, a club that ruled the National League all season long. 2 teams, 2 paths, 1 stage. A collision of baseball's elite at the height of their power.
Down the right field line. It's a fair ball. Davis scores. Martinez scores. They will hold Posada. It's 2-0 New York. Tony Gwynn at the plate. Ripped down the right field line at the track at the wall. Gone. He's got a lot of size. Now Vaughn down the left field line. If it's fair, it's gone. It is a fair ball back-to-back, and it's all of a sudden a 5-2 San Diego lead here in Game 1. The 2-0 to Knobloch. Down the left field line, Vaughn in the corner, at the wall, gone! It's a 5-5 game in the seventh. Martinez down the right field line, grand slam!
Game 1 was only the beginning. What would come next would leave little doubt about who controlled this series.
Brocious a base hit. It's 3-0 Yankees. Into right center field. Well hit at the track, at the wall. Goodbye. Two-run homer, Bernie Williams. And it's 6-0 Yankees in the second. Two down. Leday down the left field line. Another hit. Into the corner. In to score Martinez. It's an RBI double for Ricky Leday, and it's 7-0 Yankees. Posada into deep right center field. Track wall, another home run, and it's 9-1 New York. To the right side and through. They will bring Hitchcock to the plate. No throw by O'Neill. 1-0 San Diego. Now the throw gets away. It heads into the dugout. To the plate is Ferris, and it's 2-0 Padres. True to form, that's ripped into deep left center field. At the track, at the wall, it's gone. The 3-2 fastball. Brocious knew it, and he goes deep to make it a two-run game. It's 3-1. Now, Chili Davis, the ground ball to the left side. Everyone will be safe, including Spencer at the plate. It's a one-run game, and a 2-2 to Brocious. Into center field, well hit. Finley back at the track, at the wall. Three-run home run for Scott Brocious. And just like that, the Yankees take a 5-3 eighth-inning lead. Back to Brown, an eternity as he waits for it. Throws to first for the out. The run scores, and the Yankees take a 1-0 lead. Here's Brocious. Hitting .370 in this postseason. Tonight he's 0 for 3. The World Series 7 out of 16. Broken back flare over the head of Gomez. Into scoreless Jeter. They will hold O'Neill at third, and it's 2-0 Yankees in the eighth. They're one strike away from their 125th win of the year, including postseason, against only 50 losses. Fighting back a smile, Andy Pettit. The starter of tonight's game is Sweeney Brown's to third. Brocious fittingly with a throw, and the Yankees have done it again. Number 24. They are the world champions of baseball in 1998.
In October of 1998, the New York Yankees didn't just win a World Series. They closed the book on one of the most elite seasons the sport has ever known. And in doing so, they redefined what greatness looked like. This team wasn't built on individual stardom. It was built on precision and accountability. A roster that executed every small detail better than anyone else. Offensively, the Yankees led the league in runs with 965. Featured 7 players with an OPS over 800 and 4 players who batted over 300, while 10 players reaching double-digit home runs. The depth was unmatched, with role players like Scott Brocious stepping up, as highlighted by his World Series MVP award. Bernie Williams became the first player in history to win a batting title, a Gold Glove, and a World Series championship, all in the same season. Although it was the end of an unforgettable year, this wasn't the end of the story. The Yankees would return to the top in 1999, and to prove it was no fluke, they did it again in 2000. But it was 1998 that set the standard. A season defined not just by wins, but by dominance, chemistry, and an unrelenting belief in what it meant to wear pinstripes. 125 total victories. No weak links, no excuses. And decades later, their legacy still looms over the game, reminding everyone that greatness isn't claimed, it's earned.